I decided to make a video about new movie now just came out called Exodus, Gods and Kings. Um, kind of, I mean, when I go to the movies that made by Hollywood claim to be biblical, I always usually ask the question, um, what unbiblical things I will find in it. Well, this time around, up to the end of the movie, in my head what things I had to ask myself a question and ask what biblical things I can find because there's almost nothing biblical about it except you have Moses, name at least Moses, um, okay, Israelites live in Egypt, um, and okay, you have Aaron, you have what's the name? His wife. Um, what else? I can think of biblical things. I don't know. I mean, I just let me give you how the movie kind of went. I mean, if you know the Bible, you'll be like, I can't believe the. I mean, I was like watching. I couldn't believe my eyes and my ears. What's going on? So this is how the movie went. The start is Moses as a son of another. There's kind of like son of not Pharaoh, but somewhat of son, I guess, knowing that he's not son by blood, and there's another. He have like a brother, and they fight in some kind of war against what's the name? I forgot some other nation, and they come up victorious in that war. Moses saves life of what's his name? Uh, his so-called brother, Egyptian brother, who later on will become a pharaoh. Um, so he saved his life, and during that time, this what's him? Right afterwards, Moses. I guess there's assignment to go to check on the Hebrews, how they doing. They're working hard, building pyramids and stuff. So Moses volunteers to go there. There, he finds out that he's a Jew by birth, um, and then it's I guess the guy who's in charge of Jews, the some Egyptian I guess guy, commander, whatever his name is. Um, he secretly reports this to his brother, uh, and what's some he questions it, and then what's his name? And that's when what's his name? This brother start questioning other this what's his name? Other people if the Moses is truly his brother and everything, and it finds out that he's not, and then therefore he sends assassins by night, and Moses kills them, and then because of that, Moses being, I guess, been kicked out to the other land, to Canaanite land. That's probably yeah, Canaanite land, and he finds a wife there. Um, what's the name? Then after a couple of years, oh yeah, 9 years. What's the name? Yeah, 9 years. Uh, Moses, uh, I guess there's a story that from some little child that there's a God's mountain and you cannot go on that mountain. So he goes there anyway, trying to change the sheep. And there is a burning bush, and then there is a little child uh, who is supposedly God. I am appears to Moses and tells him that you will lead lead my people out from Egypt. So he goes back to Egypt um, secretly. Um, Kind of he meets Aaron, but Aaron doesn't really do anything in the movie. Um, and uh, he starts his own militia. Moses starts his own militia, and uh, he starts attacking Egyptians. He kind of using starts. He actually teaches his I guess soldiers, you can call them that, do a guerrilla war tactic. You have to cut off supply. They attack like a trade ships, um, and then afterwards, uh, God, this little boy, appears to Moses and tells him, "Stop! Now you just watch what's gonna happen." So I guess next day or whatever, giant alligators come up and start eating people who are on the boats around the Nile, and then those alligators, these monsters, I mean, like dinosaur alligators, eat themselves, and then the Nile is full of blood, and then frogs start popping out from there, and then frogs being eaten by mosquitoes. And it's kind of like in how Egyptians think, like advisors and this pharaoh now, his brother, um, that uh, that it's a eco. It's almost like depicted as a eco warfare, eco biological warfare. They're like, well, if okay, the river was turned into blood because of giant alligators was eating people and then ate themselves, each other, and then frogs jumped out, and then after the frogs, then you have mosquitoes, and then because of that now you have a disease, asps on the skin, and then after that there was a what's the name now? Um, oh yeah, there was no like first miracle which described in the Bible about stuff turned into a snake, or Moses would put his hand into his uh, inner garment and then take it out. It's a what's the name, withered hand, and then put it back in and it becomes a normal hand. There was no such miracle according to the movie. Um, so coming back, so they finally get to the pretty much killing the firstborn, and oh yeah, this god, a little child shows up once again and tells Moses what he's gonna do. Then there's actually during the movie there's somebody like looking at Moses, how he almost talking to himself or talking to an invisible person. Um, so um, yeah. So and this little kid pretty much tells him that he gonna kill firstborn, and Moses says no, screams on this little kid who supposedly God. Um, so oh yeah, by night he appears to this pharaoh and says, "Well, what's protect your child." There's not he have not even a appeal to see the pharaoh who's there, and like in the Bible talks about it. What's my you let my people go. It's just God is this capricious God. He's just oh yeah, I just want to avenge. You know, um, so yeah. So Moses tells Pharaoh to protect his son at night. Pharaoh pretty much sits with his sword and falls asleep, and then all the firstborn are killed by night. And then what's some Pharaoh orders Moses to leave with everybody, so they leave, and what's some yeah, and Moses like talking to this little kid who is supposedly God is like uh, it's like you know it's like not just have no fear of there's no respect of of this little kid who's supposed to be God. Um, where else? So they leave. They get to the ocean. I mean, Red Sea. I'm sorry, to the Red Sea. Moses doesn't know what he's doing. Um, so he lays and then for a while rests, and then he takes out the sword and back when he was Egyptian and tosses it in a Red Sea, and then after I guess somewhat over time he wakes up and the ocean starts spreading out slowly. There was still water on it in some of the areas, and then Moses, okay, let's go. We gotta go this way. Let's go. Let's go. So they go, and then what's them? And while that time, what's them? I think Ramsey. Yeah, I think his name is Ramsey. Yeah, Ramsey Pharaoh. Go. Start chasing them. There's no clouds. There's no what's them? There was no delay, like in the Bible talks about. So he charges it really hard, and then on a on a mountain he loses half of his army because somebody tripped over a stone, something like that. Just going too fast, so he loses half of his army, but he's still going. Then they finally get to the ocean, to the Red Sea. Moses is about to cross the Red Sea with everybody, but then they see Ramses coming in, and then Moses tells some of his soldiers charge forward, so they go forward, and then half of the army decide to go back, uh, and then there's like Ramses versus Moses, pretty much like Pharaoh versus Moses, and then yeah, both every all other soldiers lead to to the one side or another, um, and then they're about to fight, but then ocean pretty much. I'm not. Yeah, sea pretty much almost. Uh, they kill all the Egyptian soldiers while Hebrew soldiers able to escape, and then what's his name? So yeah, Moses and Pharaoh pretty much been consumed by the sea, but they both survive. Yeah. Um, what's the name? And then Moses gets up the hill again, speaks to this little boy. He's like I don't know, 7 or 8 years old. Uh, how's it depicted? Yahweh. Um, um, and Moses, I guess, start carving on two tablets of stone with a hammer and I don't know, with a hammer and some kind of tool, chisel. Here we go, chisel. Yeah, I think it's called chisel. Chisel out 10 Commandments. Uh, Not, if you study the Bible, it's not the case. God Himself wrote 10 Commandments with the finger, with His own finger. Um, and while that He's carving out those 10 Commandments, He's speaking to God, and this little boy answers, "Oh, you don't have to agree with me always, Moses." I'm like, okay. And then they show the golden calf while he's upstairs. And I think that was the end. The movie was very, very unbiblical. I mean, like sometimes I just want to just get out, like, this is just, especially how they depicted God as a little child. This is just disgusting to me. Idolatry, yeah, both in the Old and the New Testament, idolatry is condemned, depicting of God. So, um, yeah, don't waste your money on it, I would say. And yeah, was highly unbiblical. Um, so just read your Bible if you're in Christ. Uh, Study it. Um, yeah, I believe that Christians are not under the law of Moses; they're under the law of Christ in a new covenant, which Christ made in His blood. Um, so, in regards to the movie, it's very, very unbiblical. Very, very small percent of it is biblically how depicted, like how things actually came down. It's like Moses never pleaded with Pharaoh to let the Israelites go. Um, he comes in at night one time, um, threatens Pharaoh. Moses speaks perfectly, instead of in the scriptures talks about he uh, in scriptures he had to use Aaron. So yeah, so Hollywood is definitely unbiblical at that point. It was good if you look at it as a movie. It was interesting, good. How you call them, effects, uh, um, but from the biblical perspective, it was very, very unbiblical. So, well, that's it. Have a good day. Bye.